Hi guys, Mrs. Sudi here. This is a short video about the number E. There is just oodles of videos you can watch on the internet about E. I'll try to keep this one short and sweet though. E is a number that is based on this compound interest formula that we got a couple days ago, and it's considered a special case is typically how it is described, where the a bank account starts with a principal amount of $1. So we're going to end up with a one in the P position, a 100% interest rate. So 100% in its decimal form would be just 1.00 or 1. So we'll have a 1 for the R. And we will just figure this for 1 year, which would be, we would have a 1 in the T position. All right, so here's kind of what it would look like if you invest $1 at 100% interest rate for a year. These ones, I forgot to say it on the last screen. There were N's in these positions, and that represents how many times a year that the interest on your loan is going to be computed. So if you do it only one time a year, like at the very end, then you're going to have a 1 in this position. And what that will produce when you number crunch it is 2, as in you will have $2 in your bank account at the end of the year, which is really good, but because you will have doubled your investment. All right, so now one thing that banks can do is they can fiddle with how they give you that 100% interest rate. So if they do it twice a year, what they'll do is at 6 months, figure they give you 50%. All right. And then at the end of the year, they give you your next 50%, which will be a little bit more because when they give you that second 50%, they're actually computing it on a little bit more money than just the $1 because you will have earned a little bit of money halfway through the year with that first 50%. So you actually earn 25 cents more than you would if you only compounded or figured your interest one time a year. All right. And let's see. So if we did it 4 times a year, you would earn $2.44. And if we continue that pattern, increasing the number of times that you're going to compute the interest on the loan, or sorry, the interest on the investment on your principal. If you did it 12 times a year, that would be monthly. So that would be a 12 in those positions. You would earn $2.61. All right. Daily would be $2.71, and so forth and so forth. 1,000 times a year, 10,000 times a year, 100,000 times a year. Like, how many times can we compute the interest on the principal? So, I mean, this is 1,000,000 times a year. That would be with a 1 million in those two N positions. So it seems like the more times you do it, the more money that you should make. But if we really look at what's happening to this number, back when we did it daily, as in 365 times in a year, you made basically $2.71. All right. And then at 1,000 times a year, you're still making $2.71. That one would round to a 2, though, I guess, because the next number was 6. And then at 10,000 times a year, you're still making basically the same amount of money. But that 2.71 is holding steady. And now look, the 8 is going to hold steady in that position. And then the 2 is going to hold steady. If I continue to do it, this number just isn't going to change, right? This was 1,000,000 times. And that number, you're still only going to make $2.72, right? And all of the change in the number is happening way back in the decimal. And so the idea is that this number right here limits out. It stops getting bigger in a meaningful way. And so we can, at this point, kind of use it in this form right here as about, 2.71, 2.718, 2.71828. This is the number E. And it is a number that is based on growth, continuous growth. So I guess the key word is continuous, as in if we keep increasing this number on the left, to the point where we're doing it, every second of every second, then this number just still is not going to change. This number E pops up in many different ways in our natural lives, and it is always referred to as the natural base. We see it pop up in banking models, biological models with growth and decay of organisms. All right, so basically, you're not going to have to reproduce this chart for me in any way. I just wanted to give a quick spiel about where the number comes from. And what we're going to have to be able to do is be able to number crunch with it. And so that's what we are going to practice on today's notes and in this section.